Hey guys, so it's my birthday and I thought I would go ahead and do a shelfie tour of my office that's all Stephen King and kind of answer some questions as I go through. Now, 95% of my collection is all secondhand purchases from thrift stores, used bookstores, etc. Very few of them are actually purchased new, except for like the pops and the figures and the puzzles and the games and things like that. So we're going to start here with my favorite Stephen King movie adaptation, The Green Mile. And we have the books and the audio and the 6 books, and then the screensaver at the top there. We also have it in Greek and the UK edition. And going to just address one of the questions. People are like, why do you have so many copies? I collect variant covers. They're not all the same. So if you see multiple ones, they're actually different in some way, shape, or form. There are very few actual duplicates, and the few duplicates I have, it's either one's a pristine copy that's never been read, and the other one's kind of beat up, and it's a reading copy. And then we've got the screenplay there for The Green Mile, and then we come into my second favorite Stephen King adaptation, The Shawshank Redemption, and we've got the screenplay for that as well as the VHS and the DVDs. And there again, one's a widescreen, one's a regular screen, and then you can see these are different print type of the same VHS. We've got the poster, and that comes into our movie section here, where we've got different movies and Stephen King related memorabilia. We've got the Goblin Dust. This is actually from the prop. They sanded it down to refinish it, and this was saved from the prop itself. I actually had a 3D printed goblin head that I lost somewhere. I'm still looking for it somewhere in my office. Christine in the Dead Zone, Cat's Eye, Night Flyer. This is my work, or my personal computer setup and my work setup. Then we've got Creep Show, and then my fiance got me that really cool blacklight poster. And then we got the Stray Dogs cover, and then we got the pops that goes along with it, VHS, DVD. And then we've got this framed poster that came from a Buick 8. This came with the first edition hardcovers of the book. It's not a real signature, it's a printed signature, but I've been looking for one of these for a while, so I was super excited to be able to pick one up randomly. Then we've got Pet Sematary, and then the Stray Dogs cover for that too, along with a movie still from the movie. And then we've got another Stray Dogs It kind of variant pick poster, Cujo, Misery, and then that comes into my stand section. Big fan of the original stand. I did like the new stand as well, but the original kind of has a special place in my heart. You can kind of see. Now that big box in the back, that was actually promotional items that were sent to video stores to promote the rental of it when it came out on VHS in the 90s. So that was kind of neat to find online. And then we've got, King related, Tabitha, Joe Hill, etc. Then we've got my It Pop collection. A lot of those were gifts and Christmas presents and birthday presents over the years. And then that comes over here into my other It section. These are other figures, cups, posters, stuffed animals, artwork, etc. Sorry if my voice is a little rough. I've been fighting a cold. The Monopoly, the Clue game, the Pennywise puzzle, the figures. My fiance spoils me a lot. That big one in the background is actually a Halloween candy dish holder. Then we have the books up here along with some other Pennywise figures, Lego minifigs, etc., dolls. Then we have my Dark Tower section. We've got the comics, and then they're in order 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Charlie the Choo Choo. Then we have the complete set there in front, the pops, and then the figure. And then that kind of comes into the first row here of my Stephen King display. Rock Bottom Remainders, the band he's in. The special edition that came out for just book club members, Secret Windows, Storm of the Century, Rose Red, some box sets, Stephen King pops. The inside cover of Misery that has the false book cover of Misery Returns with Stephen King as the model. Then we have the Girl Who Loves Tom Gordon pop-up book. And then in that container next to that, those are all of the items that I find in the books, pictures, receipts, articles, pressed flowers. I got a 4-leaf clover out of one of them once. Then we have Desperation. And then you got, how the book goes together. Now, this is the smaller book club edition. It's not quite as tall as the regular edition. The regular edition is up there, and you can kind of see how it's a little bit, it equals the same one as Desperation. And then down here we have it in foreign languages. One, I'm not sure, French, and I think one is Italian. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, you can kind of see that's kind of cool. Desolation instead of Desperation. I think it's kind of insulting. It says former bestseller. Just say, it's a bestseller. Once it's a bestseller, it's a bestseller. You don't have to say former. Come on, have some respect. And then comes into the second row, which is my Shining section and Stanley Hotel memorabilia. We did actually stay at the Stanley Hotel this summer. That was really cool. And then it ties into the first three books, The Shining, or I'm sorry, Carrie, Salem's Lot, and The Shining. So we've got Carrie next. And then we've got the book set, and then the 3-in-1 book. And then we got the 2 pop figures that they have out. And that comes over into the Salem's Lot, which that isn't actually a Salem's Lot figure, but I use it anyway. And that comes into Pet Sematary. We've got Church and Gage. And then I have my nonfiction or King Connected, like Flight or Fight, where he edited some of it. Dance Macabre. Faithful, about baseball. And then it comes over here into, and that's a picture from the Stanley Me and the picture of Stephen King in their bar area. Comes into the Bachman book section. Thinner, etc. I don't have Rage on its own, but it is in these 4 books up here, but is not in this one here. This is the UK edition, but then I've got all the individual ones. Moxie Soda to go along with 11/22/63. And then we come down here and we've got our collections. So these are all of his different collections. We've got Night Shift there in Russian and in Japanese at the top. And then we've got, all the different ones. Got quite a few different language versions of different seasons. This white one, I believe, is the UK hardcover. The reason there's 2 of these, one's a book club edition and one is the mass market edition. And the color is actually different. On the book club edition, it's a teal. Movie tie-ins for the Langoliers, and then one for Secret Windows. Right. Skeleton Crew. I don't have the cloth symbol monkey, but this was the closest I could get. And then this is my collection of Stephen King Castle Rock newsletters. I don't have them all, but I'm trying to get them. And then we come over here, and I call this my car section. We've got Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, End of Watch, the trilogy together there. Buick 8, Christine, and then we just come into all of the other stories. Tommy Knockers, Dead Zone. The Stand's kind of got a special place in my heart. As you can see, I've got quite a few copies and versions of that, including the French and Japanese. I have one in Chinese. We've got, the Talisman. Now, my office is just an old storage room in the basement, so I've had to work with the space I have, and I think I've made pretty good use of it. We got that there. And then that kind of comes around here. We've got, some T-shirts that I was given as a gift. And it comes around here. This is the curtain that I use to block out since there's not a door. It's actually just a shower curtain. Nothing fancy. I got it on Amazon. And then these are the anthologies that I have, Stephen King, that he has books in and stories in. And then these are books about Stephen King. And then we have movies, DVDs, and VHSs, and audiobooks. And there again, like I say, 95% of it is all thrift store. And, but yeah, so that is my collection. I've been collecting for 30 plus years. I'm a huge fan. I love all of his work, from his scary stuff to his nonfiction stuff. He's got a lot of really good things to say. So I hope you're a fan as well. So hope everyone is doing really well. So I'm having a really great birthday, and I'm wishing everyone out there is having just as good a day as I am. And stay safe and keep reading.